AI is going to move traffic from where it was traditionally through to new places.
There is only one click in every 100 times that an AI result is surfaced. That's one click.
You have this entity that's robotic and AI, and it's telling you, these are the ones I think you should look at. And so instantly that trust factor is built up. Bow to the laws of these Google gods. Hey squad, quick side note. We know that more than 80% of you are not subscribed. The more people who subscribe, the more content we can create for you. And the happier we'll be here. Okay, boys and girls, welcome to Upside, where we talk all things e-commerce. And if you have been not in the cave for the last 18 months, you would have heard about, one, the rise of AI, but also how it's threatening Google and how traffic is, in theory, going to move around. And we've been talking about this for ages.
Yeah.
If you were in any of my AI webinars, I also talk about this, how the future of AI, how AI is going to move traffic from where it was traditionally through to new places, right? And so this is premised on the idea that when you're talking to AI, ChatGPT or whatever it might be, you already get the answer. So you have no reason to go and click on a website. You've got the answer right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the premise of this is the fact that for the last 20 plus years, any e-commerce business that's been successful, that's been built on an organic ranking on Google. That has been key to give you visibility. And
Google's going to make their money on the ads, right? So if you're not, you get paid ads where you send people to your website, or you have products and you run ads to drive traffic to your website.
And anyone that does that knows it's extremely expensive, and so will also funnel money into SEO. So you do the SEM, which is your advertising. They do the SEO to get the organic ranking, because it's that blended margin between the two that makes the cost of that advertising sustainable.
And all websites have kind of been structured so that Google can crawl it properly, and you kind of have to bow to the laws of these Google gods.
All those rules that they come up with, the do's and the don'ts, the grey hat and the black hat, and all of that side of it.
Enter AI 18 months ago.
And as soon as we saw it, our thought process is, well, hold on a second. If people are going to be able to get an answer,
a link to somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's more than that, right? Because ultimately, what you've had to do prior to that is go and click on each of these links, figure out which one you want to visit, which one you want to purchase from.
And figure out the answer from the different bits.
Right. And AI just does it. It gives it to you in one go.
Packaged and ready to go.
And recent research has shown where AI has now been, AI response has been surfaced at the top of Google.
Yeah.
Right. There is only one click in every 100 times that an AI result is surfaced. That's one click.
Yeah. So that's massive, right? So there's a huge drop, because otherwise all of the clicks, all of them would have gone there. But now, boom, answers there.
And the big impact, just bring this back to e-commerce retailers, is if you're not going to get visibility organically, where are you going to get that traffic from?
Exactly. And so this is the thing. So there was the article that was out this week, right?
Yeah. The BBC, and it's all over, because what Google's done is they've made a switch. So default switch to put AI responses on in the UK.
The bit I want to get on is the 50%. This is the real freak out for e-commerce brands, right?
Yeah. So initial results are suggesting that organic clicks this week already are down by over 50%.
Yeah. So if you were relying on that traffic, instantly there's way less of it.
Yeah.
And so Google's response has been, okay, we're going to build, because they're freaking out because everyone's going to ChatGPT and other places, and Anthropic and Gemini. Here, right? And stuff. I mean, they've got Gemini. It's their own kind of platform. But their flagship moneymaker, the search, search thing, that they've built in AI. So basically, when you type in a query, AI is going to respond at the top. And then all of the organic stuff is pushed further down the page.
Way down the page. The advertising is still going to be there. The problem you've got here, so if you're looking for a product, then product search is going to
because they make money on that.
Because they make money on that. You pay for that. That's affiliate based. So that has a cost. Then you've still got the links or ads. It's the organic traffic that was making that paid traffic sustainable that's disappeared.
Yeah. And so that's for D2C businesses, or just not even D2C, services, every kind of business that relied on that traffic to kind of grow things. That's the challenge, right? Because
massive
they push way down. And so this kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Basically, traffic flows are going to change. Our solution at the time, what did we talk about this at the time? So we had like 2 or 3 things that brands would have to do
to mitigate this.
The thing is, we both thought this was going to happen later.
I was going to say, I think we should just point out, we didn't expect it to happen
this fast. Yeah, it's super, super fast.
Yeah.
And so what we think brands need to do is there's 3 things. First one is, because those traffic flows are moving away from Google, in theory, you need to, 1, get onto marketplaces.
Yep.
And yes, it's going to sound like a cop-out because we help brands sell on marketplaces. But the reality is, if you need to be where the traffic is. And if the traffic is getting sideswiped and sent out in different places on traditional channels, they still exist on marketplaces.
Yeah.
And so you need to be on there and you need to have a good presence there. Number 1. Number 2, as much as I don't like Zuckerberg, we are going to be more reliant on Meta and TikTok.
Yeah.
That's where the customers are and the eyes are already there. And so you're going to be more reliant on Meta ads and TikTok ads and education.
And your third?
My third is those Google gods are now being challenged by a whole new pantheon of gods, the AI, right? And so you need to now optimize not only for a search engine, but you need to optimize for, I know you're not a big fan of Rufus, but my feeling is you're going to need to optimize for all forms of AI so that both on marketplaces and also off marketplaces on your website, you need to be optimized so that you can be crawled by these new gods.
I don't completely disagree with you, but I do see the point being slightly more complex than that, right? So my feeling is that what worked for search and what worked for Amazon will work for AI to a greater extent. From an advertising perspective, it's going to change. That I agree. So there's paid positions, definitely. But here's my point. And the reason why I think marketplaces are actually going to see a significant increase off the back of these changes. Consumers on Amazon or any other marketplace, we know that it satisfies a need that search results page makes them feel like they've researched, makes them confident in the decision they're going to make. When you go on Google and look at a page, it looks horrible. Okay. There is not enough information there for a customer to make the decision as to which of these products they're going to buy. It doesn't give them a uniform level of trust in terms of delivery. It doesn't give or cost of delivery or the price they're actually going to pay or the reviews or the ratings of that product. So I actually think customers are going to be unsatisfied. I can see more and more of them shifting to marketplaces, in particular Amazon and eBay.
Well, you know, I got the cheeky smile.
Why?
Have you seen what ChatGPT does?
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Okay. Affiliate links you're talking about.
So ChatGPT, you can say, I want to buy a coffee machine or pick a product. It will crawl its own thing and it will give you a list of products that you can choose from. It'll give you the best in the reviews, it'll give you commentary and all the stuff on it, and it will satisfy some of that psychological feeling that you've done research. But it's come from AI, which is a relatively you feel like it's a trusted source already, right? And it's gone. Here's like the top 5 I would recommend for you based on this. Now, I don't know if OpenAI gets an affiliate commission on this yet, but when you go through, you can click on the link, go through and buy the product or go to the website that's selling the product. And in the URL is an affiliate thing to tell them that it's come from OpenAI. That's, again, another massive one. And so I go back to the point of optimize for AI.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I still come back to my point that I think that most sites, AI has done its best to read most sites, similar to how, as Google wanted to get as authentic a view as possible.
Yeah.
So I think you're right, there will be a focus on it, but probably similar rules applied before will apply again, right?
Just in different forms. But
I come back to my point that I think from a customer perspective, even ChatGPT at the moment, when you look at those results, I don't think they satisfy the requirement of the customer in the same way, say, a set of results does on Amazon.
It's giving you like commentary. It's giving you product information.
So you got
it's
social
giving
proof.
You reviews.
Yeah. So you got social
it's
proof.
It's giving you like a whole bunch of stuff. And but what I think is different to say a Google thing or even an Amazon one is you have this entity that's robotic and AI. In theory, it's kind of like almost independent.
Yeah.
And it's telling you, these are the ones I think you should look at. And so instantly that trust factor is built up. And so this is where honestly I feel like this is going to be a massive game changer.
Ali trusts this AI. I'm not sure everyone does. But that's not actually the point I want to make. I think the significant difference Amazon has here and always have had, and which is what gives them this huge gap over the competition, is the fact that they control the delivery in most cases. And I think that delivery promise has become so fundamentally important to customers.
Yeah, but it can crawl Amazon.
Point being that they could compare Amazon to other places. My point being is that you can compare multiple products from multiple sellers on Amazon in a uniform manner and know that they're all going to be delivered by end of day today or tomorrow.
That's part of it.
It's part of it. But
Rufus, even Rufus.
No, but here's the bit that I think that really matters is that at the moment, I think OpenAI is open to misinformation from retailers.
Yeah, it'll only get better. But my point is that
the scam sites, because we know there are more and more of these scam sites appearing. I don't know if it's going to be intelligent enough to actually pick up on those from a trust perspective. That trust element that Amazon
Google
has.
was the same when it started. Honestly, I feel like this is going to change. In 1 year, we're going to have an episode, and I'm going to be like,
come back to this one.
Told you I was right. And it's going to happen. Trust me.
And there's going to be red speedos again, I know.
They're budget smugglers. So 100%. Let's keep an eye out for this. And if you agree with me, guys, put a comment in below to say, I concur. That's all I want to hear.
Oh, hold on a second. I concur with Ali or I concur with Zamir. Come on.
They concur with me. It's okay.
Be specific.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
I think we speak a lot about optimizing for AI. And I think probably people would be thinking, what does that mean?
It's a great question. So the things that people will likely be asking AI about your product, make sure that's in the product descriptions. It's in the
But isn't it there already? Weren't you answering those questions originally?
To some extent, but you may be going, I'm looking for a product for my girlfriend or a 5-year-old, whatever it is, which is relatively specific or very, very general. And so you need to kind of have a lot of that information packed in there, plus other bits. And the other thing you can do is, so that your website can be considered an authority, just like you do for Google, is you need to make sure that your blog posts and the other bits that you're doing respond to those key questions that people ask, so you're considered an authority on that space, so that AI, when it crawls it comes to your website as well. And it's super important.
I agree with everything you've said, but I believe that was true previously.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking where I see it as different, though, is this independent entity telling you about stuff, whereas before it was just Google just servicing results.
The interface has changed.
Now you've got, you know how everybody just buys whatever Oprah and Dr. Phil is selling?
Yeah. And everyone's just going to buy what chat.
It's the same concept. And my feeling is this is like Dr. Phil telling you to love yourself.
But to be fair, it's what Google told them, first of all, in terms of what it surfaces, what Amazon surfaces.
Yeah, but Google, I don't thank Google. I don't go on and go, thanks, Google. Google tries to correct me. Do you mean X? But I don't actually engage with Google in the same way. Google is it's just kind of like just an interface. Whereas ChatGPT, I feel like I'm engaging with an entity.
I agree with you. Look, the interface is far better, and I don't disagree with any part of that. My only point is for D2C site owners, right? Anyone that's running e-commerce sites, this is always the case. I don't think there's any change. I think there are going to be people that come around and kind of like go, everything's changed.
We're still worshiping gods. It's just different gods. I don't disagree.
In the same way, though. I mean, I'm saying you're saying the same prayers to them, right?
I feel like it's just slightly like that trust element is kind of
you can be a little bit more relaxed, because like Google, you had to be like really on tenterhooks. You might say something or do something that really annoyed them and they blocked your site, right? Whereas I have a feeling that ChatGPT is a little bit more relaxed about it. It's like, yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
Well, okay.
I understand.
I was thinking, do you think that the whole AI thing is now more brands should be focusing on loss aversion rather than opportunity exploitation? You know, I feel like brands are not going to be able to get away with what they could get away with before, where you've got a particular product and you'll target the relevant terms, products, whatever, but you also would expand it out a little bit to maybe get complementary products or
supplementary
products, or you try and push it a little bit to cast a wider net. But if AI is focusing on a customer need and how well the customer need is met, i.e. with reviews or experiences, should people now be more worried about if their product does exactly what they're saying it does and making sure that it gives the customers a good experience?
You should always have that experience, because ultimately it's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
But the whole supplementary element thing is, your AI, like when I engage with it, I ask for like more than just the immediate answer. I want to know more than just that, or a counter argument. So that supplementary stuff might come in as well. And I think you're right. And then kind of touching on what Zamir said, I feel like it's just different gods. Where I see the difference, and Zamir's more chilled about it, or maybe I'm just not explaining like clearly enough, is that the way we're going to be asking the queries and the answer going to be coming back, there's going to be a lot more built-in trust. And so if you come up in those search results, the propensity of someone to purchase is going to be much higher than if it was previously, say, Google, because Google's just giving you results. This is giving you recommendations, and they're very different. That's a different.
And I agree with that. My view isn't really from that user perspective. It's more from the seller's perspective. It's just like, what do I change? What do I do differently that I was doing yesterday that I need to do differently today? And I don't think much of it's changed. I think the AI will read the key bit.
But get on marketplaces and engage Meta and all the else.
All right, so here's the thing, right? And it comes back to this point of multiple gods, right? And a weird analogy, but it's a fair point. And I think it's a fair one. Don't commit to anyone in particular. Split it across it.
Be polygamous.
That's a very different analogy, but yeah,
that's what
okay.
You said. Document. That's okay.
Cover all odds. It's like,
hedge your bets.
Hedge your bets. Say a little prayer to each of them. But in seriousness, you need to be on all those channels. It's more fun
if you talk about polygamy, but okay, yeah.
Coming back to that point, you want to be on as many channels as possible, right? That's how you mitigate the risk here, because we don't know. This isn't going to be like an one out and out winner. I don't think this is going to be like what Google did in terms of domination for the last 20 years. I think we're going to have multiple channels, gods. They're going to be vying on this for a while now, so we can't. I think it'd be very dangerous just to plug into one and say that all in on one.
All right, so let's see, guys. I think we should wrap it because it's going to go out for we discuss this forever.
Yeah, and I think we'll have to come back and update it.
Much love.
One love.